Your camera's got names.
What do you mean the camera's got names?
Sharon.
Yeah, let's name them then. Sharon, Keith.
Keith?
Yeah.
You look at that camera and you think Keith. That's why you're single.
Yeah.
Are you being sarcastic?
Right, welcome back to the Are You Being Sarcastic podcast. Chloe's already crying.
Emotional day.
Yeah, welcome back to the Are You Being Sarcastic podcast episode. I don't know what episode we're on because I don't know, but I don't know. I always say that at the start of every single one, but I'm here with introduce yourself.
It's Khloe Tipton.
It's the Khloe Tipton.
The one and only.
Yeah, so Khloe, me and Khloe work with each other. Well, let you explain. You explain how we know each other.
He's been cutting in my DMs for the last 4 months.
No. So we work together.
We do, yeah.
We work on the till together. We won't say where we work in case
because, in
case we get
files.
fired. Yeah. Well, do you remember when we met? Do you know where we met? Because we know each other, I suppose, from school, even though we didn't like each other.
I mean, I wouldn't say we didn't like each other, so you didn't like me. It was just, I was just like, oh, there's a drama person.
Yeah. And you was like, there's a bitchy person.
Yeah, Zach.
Would you say you was bitchy at school?
Yeah.
You would?
Not in the sense that, oh, I was bitchy, but everyone would look at me like,
she's the bitchy one.
Yeah, she's such a bitch. And it was just like, guys,
yeah.
she's quite sensitive. Like, don't do that.
Feelings. Yeah. Right, so we've got quite a few topics to talk about. I just want to make sure that have you got all of your ears in.
If you wouldn't mind giving me a hand with this one, it's been,
because you've got quite big ears, Chloe.
Yeah, I wouldn't say big, I'd say astronomical. We'll be starting to go fun for me, guys.
Yeah. She wants to get her ears pinned back. Do you actually want to do that? Is that genuinely? Do you genuinely want to do that?
100%. When I start nails again, I'm saving up.
Nails. That's what we need to talk about.
Krills. Krills.
What? What's the difference
Krills.
between nails and krills?
Because acrylics.
What are they?
Acrylics.
Right.
They're made out of acrylics.
Is that what you kept going to me on Sunday? Do you like them? Do you like them?
Do you like them? Do you?
No, they're not great.
Okay, right.
No, they're good. They're good. So you, when you say you do nails, what do you mean? You do them. You do your own ones. You have a business. Would you say you have a business?
Oh, more than a business. I'm self-employed, mate. I know. My dad tried coming for me on Facebook the other day. He was like, something about money, and he was like, "Oh, we know which daughter this is." I was like, Sean, I'm self-employed, I'm part-time, and I deal, so it's like, it's like, no, it's not
right. I mean, how many do you do your friends, or do you?
Yeah, I do my friends, but obviously with Corona time, haven't been able to.
You haven't done it recently. When was the last time you done some?
Last night, my mum.
Oh,
but before that.
But she didn't pay you. Did she pay you?
Oh, fucking cheeky.
Did she? All right.
She didn't. 3 weeks ago. Did Ella and Beth, but then from then, literally like 3 months.
Right.
And before that, I only did like 3 sets because I wasn't qualified technician then.
All right. So are you qualified technician now?
No.
Then you're not.
No, I just teach myself.
Oh right. So you're not. Because I was going to say, like, I've got a few questions here. Like, what was the course like? When did you get qualified? You're not actually qualified.
No.
So I mean, how long have you been doing nails for?
On myself, I've been doing them for like a year.
A year. What about on your mum? That she
oh
doesn't
no,
pay for?
she absolutely hates me doing her nails. She lets me paint them, but that's it, and like do like gels. That's as wild as she goes. Not a pence.
Kelly,
mate.
If you're watching,
I'm
pay
coming
up.
for you next time.
So what? I mean, I don't understand the difference between acrylics and
like stick on nails.
all the different words for nails.
Acrylics are like fake nails, but I hate when people are like, oh, I got these fake nails from I got these acrylics from Primark. I'm like, darling, you stick those on, darling.
Right.
You're not a darling because you stick those on. Acrylics, like, I'll actually show you a video one day. I haven't got one, but like, I just heard someone whisper.
just ignore
Sorry
it.
about that was so rude. You like get a powder and then you get the liquid and you dip it in and it goes into like gel. I don't really know how to explain it, but I'll show you a video.
Why don't you become a qualified technician or nail technician?
It's fucking steep, like.
It's not too bad.
It's like 300 for a decent. I want to go to like
it?
a well-known brand. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because my sister does lashes.
Yeah, but you have to be qualified for that. Like,
yeah, but it was only like £100 for like the course. Oh no, that's wrong actually.
You just lied on camera.
Yeah,
so.
no, I don't know actually because I remember. No, I don't know. But why would you not become qualified?
I mean,
have you done anyone else's nails that you don't know? Like, do you?
proper weirdo.
Right.
You're so weird.
What, is this just one person? One weird
No,
person?
that was like a couple. Obviously, this is one specific one I'm thinking of.
Because this is... do you want to shout her out, or...?
It's awkward.
Okay. What? Because I always think, especially with my sister... Like, is it not a bit awkward, kind of? Because people
so
coming
awkward.
into my house as well. Like, I'm sitting there having breakfast in the morning, and
no, it really is. Like, I don't feel awkward. I'm just like, I don't care if you feel uncomfortable. But when they're sat there, sorry, that's so rude. But if they're sat there like, yeah, like, do you like to go to school? I'm like, yeah. Like, it's so awkward making conversation because I like to take my time. So it's like,
yeah. And I suppose it takes a lot of focus.
Yeah, and like so I don't really want to talk to you, but obviously I can't sit there like...
You're not doing very well for your brand here, Khloe.
No, when I like know them, like, I've had people I know, obviously I can talk to them, even if it's just people from school. Like I've had like 2 people from school.
So what you're saying is if they don't know you, don't get your nails done.
No, I'm joking, like, but like, I don't know, you have to like, I get nervous before an appointment. I'm like,
yeah.
What do I say?
Because as well, like, do you get your lashes done and stuff?
No, my eyes will just fall off. No, they're so sensitive.
I mean, because I always think like, because lashes takes a long time. Maisie's there for
hours.
like 3 exactly. What do you speak about for 3 hours? People go to sleep.
Yeah, this is what I don't understand. Like I wouldn't get my lashes done anyway. Like they look so nice, but like, my eyes just too sensitive for that bull crap. I'm not gonna swear on here. And
good.
But like, I always think like if I was in that situation, I've got to sit there with my eyes shut. Like, do I talk? Like
exactly. And the other thing,
I'd get scared. Like,
I don't think I can actually shut my eyes for 3 hours, like while still being awake.
I'd be like, go on, open them.
But yeah,
if you're bad, go on.
Yeah. But I always think if you've gone to sleep and then you wake up before it's finished.
Yeah, we had this conversation.
I would just naturally I'll just naturally open my eyes.
Yeah.
Because you don't kind of wake up, think, where am I, open my eyes.
Oh, right.
You just think, I'm awake. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit strange.
If someone was standing there, I'd wake up like swinging. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really understand. Most of these questions on nails are not going to apply anymore. Like, do you have a certificate? I put this.
What did you put? Go on.
What's your clientele? What does that really mean?
Like... the common.
Yeah, like do you... Oh, yeah, no, because this is why I put this down. I have a friend that does nails for just old people. Not just old people, but like kind of... Not really old, but like women. 50, 40, 50, 60s. Which I think is a good market.
Yeah, but they're like more... Like girls our age will get like... Obviously mine aren't very long at the minute, but like, they'll get like long, like extra nails. I wouldn't want to do boring... Like I get bored of doing nails. Like when people ask for like one colour...
Money though, and 40, 50-year-olds, that's where the dollar is. Yeah, exactly.
We can do a hit job. No. We can do a hit job. No, I wouldn't do old people's.
I feel like that'd be nicer to speak to though. And
yeah, but then I feel like old people judge me all the time. They're like...
Yeah, I feel like that. I feel like... Do you know what annoys me? Yeah.
What annoys you?
When older people, like our parents... slag off our generation, and I think this is your fault.
You don't even know how to load Facebook. Don't come at me.
And as well, like, when they're like, when it annoys me when they complain about the environment and stuff, and oh my god, the world's dying. This is your generation. I think no, I was
born into this.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like,
that
it's
is
your
something
fault.
I'm so passionate
we're trying our best.
Yeah, and like literally an old man. Oh, talking of old men, like old pervy men. Am I allowed to say that on here?
Yeah. Okay,
old pervy men with their shorts up here. Literally, this man came out of Sandy Post Office. I was blinded. But anyway, they'll be coming out with their actual everything hanging out.
Yeah.
I'll get on the bus in this with my shoulders out, and the old ladies will be like.
Yeah. Like,
no, that's enough. And I'm like, sorry, Derek down the post office and literally had his arse out, so keep the same energy.
Yeah, 100%. So that is a bit. I've asked you all of these questions. No, what do you want to do after college? That's what I'm going to say. Because you didn't do your nails after college, did you?
I'm going to college, I'm going to uni. No, I'm in sixth form. That's what I meant.
I thought, do you not go to college?
No, I don't. No, I do sixth form.
You sure?
I mean, I think I'd know.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd done like beauty at college or something.
He's so funny.
No, I didn't.
Beauty at college.
Do you know? You're slagging off a lot of people now. There's nothing wrong with doing beauty at college. There's nothing wrong with doing beauty at college.
No, of course there's not, but that's just not me. No, I do.
What did you take at sixth form then?
Sociology, textiles and business.
Yeah, textiles. You look like a textiles person.
See, that's what people say. I'm not happily. That's what I'm doing. Like.
And business. I did business.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hate business.
So you got a year left, and then you plan to go to uni.
Yes.
Where are you looking at going to?
Central St Martin's, maybe.
Where's that?
Following you.
Yeah. If you're listening, Central St Martin's.
Look out for me when I'm famous. Where else? London College of Fashion.
No, what do you want to take then?
Maybe fashion or fashion business, like marketing, maybe that kind of route.
Marketing. I like marketing.
Or like.
I can see you in fashion, and I wouldn't say that about a lot of people. A lot of people say they want to do fashion.
I just find it when people are like, oh yeah, you're doing fashion. I'm like, darling, stop.
Stop saying darling. If you say darling one more time.
Tesco. Come on, what are you going to do then? No, I'm sorry, that's really rude. No more darlings from me.
Yeah, no more darlings, no more petals.
No more petals.
You have quite a lot of language that's,
rude.
Very unique to just you. Like, I don't think I've ever heard other than you say bog off. But you say it all the time.
Do you know what, actually? Blame Beth for that. Beth, if you're watching this, my darling. Yeah, she started that. Because we said something about Tracy Beaker and she was like, bog off. And I was like, that sounds quite snazzy. I'm going to pick that up. That's exactly what I did.
Do you know what annoys me though? Is like when people get their personality from like...
The internet.
No.
Oh God, it wrong.
That's what you're saying though. I only said it because I know it annoys you.
Yeah, but it's just like me and Beth are the same person. Do you know what I mean? So.
What do you mean by that then?
Because you say their personality from the internet.
Yeah, you get annoyed when girls get their personality from.
Yeah, like Instagram and stuff. Like, you're not on. You are quite tall, but in this grand scheme of things, you're quite a short lad. And
sorry, I'm really not. Can we just go back a second?
So
I'm
actually, I think I can't see the top.
I'm
of your
taller
head.
than you.
No. No. Like when girls are like, I could never be with a boy that's short. Like, they have to be 5'11" or above. And I'm like, why does that matter? Like, you got that because Instagram told you that short boys are embarrassing. Yeah. Like, do you see it in that sense?
Well, short boys, I wouldn't say are embarrassing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No, I understand what you mean, but do you not feel like it's just kind of trends or like, same as when there's a meme about, I would find it funny because it's a meme and because, if I just saw that video and it wouldn't be that funny, but it's because it's do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sort of, but like you get that kind of sense. And what else? Like,
anything else?
That's the main thing.
That's just it. You just get annoyed when people don't like short boys because you clearly do.
And,
I mean,
what do you think I'm here? But like other things, like when boys are like, oh, I could never be with a girl that she belongs to the streets if she wears like shorts.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry, your sister goes out in shorts and you don't sit there like being like, oh, she belongs to the streets. Can I just say that
boys do literally just say that because we know it annoys
and
girls.
It's
we don't
a trend,
actually care.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you not?
No.
Stop it, darling. You make me laugh. God, I have to pretend I'm not here.
Yeah, why do you have to pretend like you're not here?
The camera's off.
Right.
Oh God, it's got tots. Sorry about that.
You might have heard this before already, but on the topic of men and women, I genuinely have this thing, and I'm not just saying this because the internet says it or whatever, but women aren't as funny as men. I don't know whether there's something about a common sense of boys' humour that only boys understand.
Right.
But women, on average, I would say, aren't as funny. And there's not... What do you think about that first? 'Cause I don't want to get myself into trouble.
Sorry about that. Well, like, funny is like a subjective term, isn't it? Like,
I suppose.
Like... Not bashing your mates or anything, but obviously I probably don't relate to your mates. You'd find them hilarious.
Some
probably
of them. But the reason why... no, not all of them. No, that's not the only reason I'm friends with people is because they're funny. Sometimes they're nice people or just feel sorry for them.
I just want to kill time.
Yeah. I was going to shout someone out. I was trying to think of someone that I can... Yeah, no. Right. No, the reason why I bring this up with you, obviously, is because you are actually quite funny, and I think we share the same sense of humour.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
So surely you can see, because you, I'm sure, find yourself very funny. Do you find other girls funny?
Yeah, like, this is the thing, right? When I went to sixth form, like, I knew these girls that I was friends with now. I'm not going to... Actually, I might gas that a little bit. But, like, I found girls that are funny, and I've never actually found girls that are, like have the same humour. Me and Beth have the exact same humour. We find the exact same things funny.
Well, I don't find Beth very funny. And I don't know if it's because she's not as, like, I love Beth, but I wouldn't say she's, like, hilarious. I wouldn't say she's hilarious.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like being comfortable around each other, isn't
and that's
it?
What I think, and that's why I think girls aren't.
Yeah,
they're just
I do
as.
agree with that, because like you find like that more. I'm not trying to say that boys are up their own backsides or anything, but like you find a lot more arrogant, outgoing boys than you do girls.
Yeah.
Like quite like. Not saying you're arrogant or anything, but you're quite confident, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you have to be confident to make jokes and stuff.
Exactly, because I'm not going to burst out. If I wasn't confident, I wouldn't be like bursting out comments. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
That would be funny or whatever.
So I think maybe girls just are a bit more insecure
about...
shell.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
possibly.
No, actually
and they do have comedy, and maybe they don't... Yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. But then with the... Like, there's a lot more male comedians. And there are female comedians that are trying... They're just not very funny, and even the female comedians that are on like Live in the Apollo and that, not that great. Do you know what I mean?
Gave it a fighting shot. He touched my face. No, I do get what you mean, but like obviously, as you say, like with the girls that I'm friends with at sixth form, down to a T, I would like I have the same humour with you. So funny.
Yeah, sorry, I'm speaking, so the camera's not on me. I'm trying. I was trying to tuck my hair like, behind my thing. Can I just say I was supposed to get a haircut this morning, and I didn't.
Yeah, it's alright.
I didn't do it, so if it's kind of like
the fringe is getting a bit wild.
I haven't got a fringe, but I've got a hat on. If you didn't realise, so
a bit awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what were we saying?
I don't know.
Think about you in a fringe.
No,
now.
men and women. Yeah, I don't think women are funny. There's also things that I think women are better at, or have more so that I don't think are in men that are better. Like I think women are a lot more sensitive.
Caring.
Yeah, caring. You look at like someone like Chris, you know.
Okay.
That in a nutshell. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a prime example of emotion.
So do you agree with that? Do you think? Because I think a lot of
like, that can be like that's psychology. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm not affectionate. I'm not.
No. Yeah.
I don't really care. God,
answer it on the podcast.
I can't apologise enough.
Answer.
I'm so upset I didn't hear that phone
come on,
call.
answer it.
I so wish I heard my phone ring then.
I can still hear it ringing. Who is it?
My neck.
Who is it?
Anyway. Anyway, so sorry about that.
Who was it?
Just don't upset you on camera.
Okay.
What was this?
Right, moving on. Yeah, I think a lot of feminists like yourself refuse to accept the point that men and women are just wired slightly differently.
No, I agree with
they
that.
have different minds. They have different.
Yeah,
and it's nothing to do with society, and society sometimes doesn't help. But a lot of the time, women aren't funny. Men aren't affectionate. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I do get that. Like, obviously, I would say women are more like, what would you say, like, empathetic? Yeah, and that's just like naturally, like, there's literally, like, obviously, I doubt I'll have kids, but there's a natural motherly instinct, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like my dad is in a nutshell, like, example of this. My mum would openly say, like, oh, love you, night. Never heard my dad say it, but I know 100% he loves me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, I feel like men, like, you say it's not to do with society, but I feel like it partially is. Like,
it depends what it is. I think that caring can be.
Yeah.
I think men could be more caring. I think they're pushed into a way of not.
Yeah, that is.
The funny thing doesn't have anything to do with society. Because, I mean, can I just say, when I say women aren't funny... Sorry, bit of a burp.
At a time like this. It's a pandemic, at least.
Sorry. Women, like you said, it's subjective, but I just find on average, I don't mean to upset anyone, any girls that are like laughing at themselves at home. I also think it's a bit
not funny.
Yeah. I also think it's a bit hypocritical me saying this with you on, because you are actually like the only funny person I know. And
make me blush. Can you tell?
But hang on, sorry, we're kind of getting a bit all over the place with what we're speaking about. So the society thing,
Right.
I can understand how it does kind of push, but there's certain stuff, like I've seen something on this morning, which is a woman talking about how women are pushed not to do science and not to do maths, and science is dominated by men. That's not true.
I've had 3 science teachers that are girls.
Exactly, yeah.
No, I do understand that.
And they would rather teach than be a scientist. And I know that might sound harsh, and it might, and people might say, "Oh, but the majority of science industry is dominated by men heavily, and doctors."
Right.
But that's because science and maths is a more competitive subject, and men gravitate more to competitiveness.
No, yeah, I do agree with that. Men, yeah, I completely understand that. Men are just like in competition with everything. No, I take it that.
And as well, I also think, like, I've looked at a study, because I've researched this quite a lot, because feminists like to bring this up. I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying, well, you are a feminist, but we'll get into that in a second. What is that?
It's from, what do you call it? Hunger Games.
Oh, is it?
But we started then.
No, so a lot of people like to bring up the fact that kind of, they're pushing out against it, but when you look at a country like Bangladesh and Sweden, you'll find that...
like Sweden, sounds nice.
Yeah, that women in science and maths actually go down as societies become more equal, because women just don't make the same choices that, you know, the media wants them to.
Right.
And when they have every option open to them, like in a country like Sweden, where, you know, they are pretty much, exactly equal, they tend to choose not to.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big point to...
Yeah, no, I get what you mean when people say, like, oh, women are pushed into, like, childcare or something like that. Yeah, I get that. But, like, at the same time, at school, literally, all my teachers were so patronising to me simply because I was a girl that wore makeup and cared about her appearance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying every woman cares about their appearance and every woman's, like, you know, wants to wear makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, literally, my English teacher, naming names because I'm going to bait her out, Miss Adams.
Okay.
I'll catch her in the street, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, she
Can I just say, I love you,
be...
Miss Adams, if you are watching. You're a great teacher. She's not in this country anymore.
Any address, give me it, I'll be straight there to sort her out. Anyway, like, she used to be, like, so disgusting to me. And the boy next to me, just because he was like, oh yeah, I wear glasses, I'm stereotypically a nerd, you know what I mean? Like, she'd applaud a fish for swimming, do you know what I mean? He'd literally get one thing right and she'd be like...
But, can I just say, you've chose Miss Adams and...
Right, she was weird, yeah.
Can I just say, if you are watching, I do love you, but she was
Stick
very
it 10
much
times.
kind of have... If she doesn't like you, she didn't like you. She didn't like me either.
Why do you love her then?
She's just a funny little teacher,
Maybe
isn't she?
smack her mouth.
Like, she had favourites, and I think a lot of teachers do, and I don't think there's any... Yeah, obviously, I'm not surprised. So, moving on,
Right.
That goes into the wage gap, what I was saying.
See, I understand that because... Like, this whole Black Lives Matter thing going around, completely support it, come on guys.
Yeah.
But anyway, like, I've seen things about how it's like the amount that a black male earns or a Hispanic male earns compared to a white male, and it shows, like, things like that, like how a white man can be paid like £1.50 for the amount that a Hispanic man's paid about 50p. So I don't understand, like, I do understand that because it's statistical, it's proven.
Right, yeah.
But if let's say I go to the same job as you, as we do, we work at the same job, the only reason we get paid different is because of our age. Like, I understand that, as you say, I have thought about this, you know, you said, like, obviously women accidentally go into, what do you call it, like, lower paying jobs.
Yeah, they choose to go for lower paying jobs.
Which I understand, but I'm just like, how can race determine that? Is it the same way that gender determines it? Does that happen? Like, I
mean, I'm not going to go too much into race because I don't.
It's not about that. It's not about that. Yeah.
But with the whole gender thing, like, if a man and woman are doing the same job, they will get paid the same, unless, like you said, they're different in age. Yeah, like our manager will get paid the same as a manager from a different store, the same company, that's a male. Yeah, and I think if you wasn't to do that, you would get looked into, and it would be. And I know sometimes
there's so much regulation around it now, like unfair pay and stuff. Like,
and I know some companies do get away with it, and probably some are a bit sexist and do pay men more. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual, like, you know, like big companies and that, they can't pay a man and a woman different for different jobs.
You wouldn't be able to look at someone and be like, yeah, you're a woman, so I'm going to pay you that. No, I do understand that,
So, what, you know, when people do say about the wage gap, they're talking as a whole, women are paid, you know, less in science than men are. That's because the men have the higher paying jobs. They've gone for the higher roles or whatever.
Yeah.
And women a lot of the time, not all women of course, but gravitate more towards childcare and kind of what's the other one? Not like social, you know, like
talking to people.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? Which and nursing as well. Like nursing's a big one. Because they like that they're more caring and all of them traits that they have. But it's just a shame really that jobs are you know, lower paid, but it's because, you know, like nursing and that is obviously paid by the government, so they can't get as much as being a scientist or whatever.
Yeah, no, I do get that, but like You know, with like footballers, just
Right.
using this example, obviously there are a lot of female footballers.
I was going to speak about footballers
there's
in
a lot.
second.
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of female footballers. There's a whole like league, everything. But do you really think that like a male footballer should be paid more than like a female doctor? Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
right, okay, I thought it was a female footballer.
No, but I do understand that when people are like, oh, well, women should be paid the same. Like, this, I do not agree with this at all. I think women and men should be playing at the same, I don't understand football, but like, do you know what I mean? Not in the same league as such, but it should be as much media coverage, should be like that. But like, the fact of the matter is, like men naturally, like from young, don't agree with this, but they are pushed into sports. They are. Do you know what I mean? Like it's always like, oh yeah, the son, oh, you can go and play football. The daughter, you can go play netball. Do you know what I mean? Netball isn't as high in the league as like football, stuff like that.
I think the whole thing with netball, I think when they're young, which I do think it is an issue.
Yeah.
But men are pushed, or young boys are pushed more into football, and women are pushed more into maybe brushing that doll's hair, which is bad. Yeah, it is bad, but it is a fact that men are more competitive.
Yeah,
like, there's studies to show that. So
again,
what's the point in? I mean, a lot of the time, they might grow up and they not want to play the football.
Yeah.
But if you're a dad or whatever, especially me, I would want my kid to play football.
Yeah, see, like, if you want to do that, each their own. But like, I'll raise my kids, which I won't be having kids because they're disgusting. But like, I would raise them to be like, oh, what do you want to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like kids are, I'm not saying all kids are obviously, but like, I feel like with boys especially, it is, you're really going to like, sport, go into sport, be competitive.
But at that young age, they might not know what football is, or not know they want to do football. So if you're going out with your little son or whatever, bring a football, have a kick about with him a go. I don't think there's much wrong with that.
No, of course I don't think it's wrong.
But if you've got a daughter, also bring her.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. If you want to sit there pushing your kids into football or netball, make sure you bring your son, make sure you bring your daughter as well. Like, obviously, if you don't want to raise your tatty kids like that, I think that they should be raised the same, because I feel like it does push them in, like, from a young age. It is straight away pushed into different directions. Like, kids are like, boys are like, oh, don't cry.
Corona.
Like, boys are like, oh, don't cry like a little girl. Do you know what I mean? It's looked down on. Like, and women are straight away like, oh, you can talk about it with your friends. Like, it's okay. I thought they should completely be raised the same. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. Yeah,
there's a lot. Right, there's a lot to say on the matter. Yeah, so I mean, this kind of goes into kind of what I think would be the solution to the whole gender problem. Yeah, like the gender fluidity thing, which I think is getting a bit out of control. I don't have anything against transgender people. I don't necessarily think that it is what we should be encouraging. We should be, but I think people should feel
accept
happy.
It.
Yeah, and not be bothered by. If it bothers you that much, then that really is your problem. But then I think I'm really trying to figure out a way to word this. But you are. Right, okay, can I start again? Let me start again.
Yeah,
so transgender people feel like they're trapped in the other body.
Right, yeah.
I just think it should be acceptable for a man to want to look like a woman and grow his hair long kind of, and play with dolls and blah, 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 whatever. But they're still a man. And if they was to do anything like weightlifting or whatever, they still have to, because they've got a man's body. Yeah, so they should still be in that. And women, if they kind of want to play football and kind of want to have their hair short and they like boys maybe, that should be completely acceptable for you to be a woman that is a manly woman or a womanly man.
I get
that should be more acceptable, and that starts from the very roots of society and the way you bring up children. No, right, going back to what we were saying, I do, like I said, I think the problem, not saying that being transgender is a problem, but I think we can all agree is getting to the point where it's becoming a bit of a problem with all the different genders and the way people want to feel accepted in that. I think, me and Tommy spoke about this on the podcast, on the podcast that we done, and I think we agreed, and you can agree with this, even though Tommy said it.
Can I
people
agree?
should just accept people for who they are,
I
agree and
with that. I thought
just
you were
be
say,
happy.
Like, does annoy me. I think obviously you're not making this exact point, but you are going along the line. When people are like, I'm not knowledgeable in every single gender or this, but like there is a different. It really annoys me when people are like, there's two genders. there's two sexes.
Yeah.
Sex is biological. You can either be a man or a female. Like there's no difference. Two sexes. Sorry.
Yeah.
Genders. I can name 3 off the top of my head. Bi, straight, gay. Do you know what I mean? Like.
That's not gender though. That's sexuality.
Gender. That is Gender is it's a concept. I do it in sociology. It's literally a concept. It really annoys me when people are like there's 2 genders. Well, what is bi, straight, and gay then?
Well, a transgender or a person that identifies as bi, fluid, whatever.
Yeah,
if I said what's your sex, they'd say actually that's an offensive question.
How's that offensive? No, sorry, I don't agree with that. How's that offensive?
But that's what they would say. I'm pretty sure because they wouldn't say it's offensive, but they would say
private
something else. You've said there's 2 sexes. People would get offended by that.
So I don't understand that. Like as I said, I do this literally for an A level. Like I do kind of understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And
kind of, yeah.
Obviously I've got B, but
yeah.
But like people just don't understand the difference. So obviously I'm not completely knowledgeable.
I think there needs to be a new set of words that kind of that
cater. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, for the people that do identify maybe as a man. You have your sex or whatever you want to call it, gender, blah blah blah, which is let's say what you were born as.
Yeah, your sex is what's between your legs. That is point blank.
Yeah. And then you have your another word, I don't know, I can't make up a word on the spot, but which would classify as maybe whether you wanted to be called he or she. Even though I don't really feel like I agree with that either. Yeah, there's so much to it, is the problem.
Yeah, of course there is. But I just I had this conversation with a particular someone, and honestly, it just doesn't bother me. Like if a clear boy, I can see that as a male, he has got to ding-a-ling.
Yeah.
If he wants to be called she, I'm going to call her she. Do you know what I mean? It does not bother me at all.
Well, that's when I start kind of... I will.
Yeah.
To avoid any arguments and anyone being offended or getting upset. But let's say I've made a mistake and you get annoyed. That's not right.
Yeah, if you accidentally slip up and you're like him, he should be like, yeah, sorry, that actually is her. And you should be like, oh, okay. That's not your fault. People make accidents,
But even when it starts getting... on my nerves a bit is when people expect you to really change how you are because of, and I know we have to do it all the time, is obviously change for other people, but it's just getting getting very, It
just doesn't bother me. Like, honestly, I'm trying to engage, but it just doesn't bother me. Like if someone, it really pisses me off when people it really annoys me.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, I identify as an attacking helicopter. That is childish. That is literally degrading.
But it is making the point. I feel attacked because I have said that before. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just really don't agree with that. Like,
I can understand what you're saying, but I also think there needs to be a point. I was happy with people being transgender and a man having a sex change to a woman and wanting people to call it him.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I do think that's a problem with society and it should be more accepted. Like I said the other way, but I was alright with that. It's when all these genders starts getting in and we're expected to know them and... Yeah,
no, I don't think you should be expected to know them. Like as you say, it's society. If I don't hear about it, how am I meant to know that? Society teaches me things.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't even name 10. Do you know what I mean? There's obviously a lot more than 10.
Yeah.
So how can you expect someone to think that? No, I do understand that. But...
Yeah. I think we can draw a line under that topic now.
The line has been drawn.
Yeah.
Because I don't want
to... In fact, what I was going back on the whole feminism thing that we were talking about earlier before we spoke.
Yeah.
Men and women footballers. So I know this is really off topic, but do you think they should be paid the same?
Right. Okay. You're probably not going. I don't watch football at all. You're probably not going to agree with this. If I sound like an idiot, then just shut your ears.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have that capability, but
massive. But yeah.
It's so funny. But is there an advanced level? Is there a mediocre? Is there a bottom tier level? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. If a woman's at that advanced level and so is a man, I feel why shouldn't they be the same? Just because there's not enough media coverage. Did you take media at Sandy?
Yeah.
Literally, one of our things was obviously about footballers, because obviously that's such a basic example, isn't it? To show the different, But if they're at the same level, not saying that a man and a woman would be at the same in the same game, obviously, because they wouldn't. But like they should be paid the same. Like I don't personally understand.
Yeah, so you're saying if the best women team is at the top of the whole women's game, like they're better than all the other women's teams, they should be paid the same as the top men's team.
No, not such that, because like as you say.
Or you say open up the league, and let's say if a really high women's team can be in maybe the men's or the bottom of the men's top league.
Yeah, they should be paid the same. Like it should be at levels. Like if the top men's, who do you support? Manchester United.
I don't want people to get annoyed, so I'm gonna choose not to say Manchester United.
Get annoyed. See what happens. Like you support Manchester United.
Yeah.
They could be up here. They could be at the advanced level.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Like if the women's team are like, I don't know, compared to the.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So
once they get to that level, they should be paid the same.
even lower advanced male teams get paid a lot more than high advanced women's teams that are even probably better than them.
Yeah, if they're both at the same level,
but
why
that's
should
not
they
how
be
it
paid
works,
less?
though.
Yeah, I know. Of course, that's not how it works.
Because
like,
yeah, but what I'm saying is like the way Premier League teams and that get paid is from viewership, and the fact is that these lower paying
I do get that.
men's team are getting watched more and more supporters and stuff than the women.
But do you not think there's a lot more media coverage about women's football?
I think
maybe
there is.
There'd be a lot more. You think there's a lot?
FIFA's put women in their game, the World Cup for the women. I think maybe if women start actually watching the girls play football, then and you start supporting them more, but that's not going to happen because women don't like football as much as men, so they're never going to be paid the same.
No, but that is society, isn't it? Like, as you say, men are more competitive. They're going to be like, oh, I relate to that man. I'm like, do you know what I mean? I'm a man. I've got a role model. Women don't have as many role models in football because we don't see it enough. Like, we don't. Yeah. I'm personally not into sport at all.
But maybe then that's men's problem for kind of not wanting to watch women.
Yeah, that's another problem because like, I'd happily watch. I watch the.
But they're not as good. That's the fact. They're not as good.
Okay, right, you understand that. But Manchester United, you support them.
Yeah.
How much more training have they probably had than the women's, like one of the women's teams?
They've got a lot more money.
Why?
Because a lot more people
watch them because they see it more. You don't hear in the women on, I don't know, the TV about a women's team winning, do you? Like you don't see that. Like even though they will still be winning.
I understand what you mean. I've had the exact conversation with my mum, and I get it. I do get it, but
that is just the way the world works at the minute.
Yeah, the fact is, it is a bit unfair. But I wouldn't say it's incredibly unfair because the same as this. Yeah, and this I'm gonna get absolutely scrutinised for this, but the women, the men's Wimbledon final, the winner gets paid the same prize money than the women's Wimbledon final.
Yes. Because I remember seeing women playing like in the tennis matches.
Even though I haven't got the facts with me now, but it's something like 16,000 viewers, or 16 million. I might be way off, but it was like 5 times more. The final for the men's game got watched than the women's game. They get paid on viewership, on how many people watch them or whatever. It's a sport. It's an entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah.
So men are drawing in that money for then the money to go to someone else.
Confusion.
Well, that's the prize money is coming from Wimbledon's viewership and sponsorships and all that, which are primarily the men's tournament is making. Women's a bit more different because women's tennis is a lot bigger than women's football and whatever, but the men are making that money.
Do you not think that like?
And women don't even play for as long as men. Is that okay?
I don't know about that. But
is that okay? No, is that okay?
Yeah, that's just patronising women. This sort of annoys me. Like when we used to do in sports, it's such a ridiculous example.
If they all wanted to play for longer, they could.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I think they should be playing at the same time. But like literally in school,
but they're not. And they're still paid. Yeah.
Literally, they'd be like, "Oh, girls, try and get up to 7. Boys, try and get up to 10." And like the laps around the field.
I bet none of the girls got up to 10 though.
Oh, I mean, I certainly didn't. I refused to do it.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Why? Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like, it's just so patronising. Like, that men get offended because they have to do more. Like, women get offended because we're not expected to do more. Like, it's just like,
the fact is, they don't get offended by that, though.
I do.
And if any of the women made it to 10, they might say, even 1 year, they might be saying, oh, women, let's go for 10. But they don't. The fact is, on average, most of them will get to 5 or 6 or whatever. I don't actually know the facts, but so they'd say, oh, try and get to 7.
Do you not find that quite patronising though? I understand that.
Yeah, they should just say everyone do as best you can.
Yeah. Besides the point that women don't do more. If just to completely get that out of your head, like as well as men, if men don't do as much. Do you not think it should be at the same level? Like, because
no, I agree.
It's so patronising.
I agree. And like we're saying about society kind of pushing men to do more of that.
That shows that they have to strain themselves. They have to do more, and women just have to do less because they can't do it. Like,
but then you'll see that all throughout kind of
everywhere.
The qualification to get into army. Women have less.
I get that. It should be at the same level. Why shouldn't it be? I know people say like, oh, physically this. I understand that. I completely like. I view that. Yeah. But like, why patronise? Why patronise women? Why force men?
Well, well, you still haven't answered my question. What I asked a second ago.
Yeah, I'll go on a date with you.
The tennis thing. Very sharp.
Stop it.
What I was saying about the tennis thing.
Right.
Women play for less time than men.
They shouldn't.
Okay, but the fact is they do. Should they get paid the same?
A little bit less. Just a little bit.
Okay.
But like, it should be the same. Like, if I'm obviously I don't understand how any sports on this planet works. Yeah. But like, let's say like.
Apart from netball. Sorry.
I'd fucking smash it off in netball. But like, let's say like one of the men was to, for some reason, play a shorter time, like a women's time, should we say? Yeah. Why should they still be paid the same? Like they're. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like if it puts it down, if the time gets put down, why should they not be paid the same as women? Like, if it somehow happens that they are playing the same, I don't know how it works, somehow playing the same, they both play for an hour or whatever it is.
They play in sets.
Cramped,
women play 3 sets every time.
No, I get
men play.
Thing.
I don't know if it's sets or games or the difference, but they play for quite a considerable amount less than men. But they get paid the same. The men have done more work.
Why?
Because that's just the way.
Yeah, I understand they've played more, but do you not think like the time and the patience and the dieting and the training, they've probably done the same amount? Like.
Yeah.
Go on, keep going.
I agree. No, I agree.
Okay, thank you.
I agree with that. Again, I think we can agree that this is a very confusing thing.
Yeah, we don't know enough.
No, we don't know enough. We're way out of our depth here.
And I'll do it again.
But yeah.
I'll have a sip as well.
We were going to speak about conspiracy theories. We still want to do that.
Come on, should we?
We've been going for quite a while.
I'm just so interested.
You watch conspiracy theories?
I do all the time.
Do you?
Yeah, I actually do.
Like what?
Watch that one on Netflix about Madeleine McCann.
I've got that written down actually.
I watched so many murder things.
What do you think about the Madeleine McCann thing?
Well, I did. What do you call it? Paper. You read it out. Essay. Presentation. Did a presentation for English, and I did about this girl like similar to Madeleine McCann. Like she won't miss it. That is so unprofessional.
Sorry, my mum's. Go on, what were you saying about the Madeleine McCann thing?
I used to think that her parents did it. Like, genuinely, I was like pretty much set that her parents did it. Just because the way it was, you don't leave your 3-year-old child, do you? 3 or 4, however old she was.
People do though.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that, to be honest. Like, I was left at home probably when I was like...
And this was like 15 years ago.
Yeah, obviously time
before
to
the Madeleine McCann thing happened. I think a lot of people were switching on a bit then.
They could run away, couldn't they? No, yeah, I do get that. But like, just the way that it was just handled, do you know what I mean? Like, police were in there straight away, conveniently. Like, they didn't hand over any...
And if you watched them parents on some interviews after...
They have no emotion.
They're weird.
They're like Chris level, do you know what I mean? They don't care their kid's been like clearly dumped somewhere. But then I was like pretty sad. Do you think their parents did it?
No.
You don't. I
can't see that happening.
Yeah, I was pretty sad about
getting away with it.
Yeah, and then I watched the documentary about it on Netflix, and I was literally like, "Are you joking? Like that? They did not do that." And it's like one of those things, you know, when you realise something and someone says it and you're like, you are so wrong. When people say to me now, like, oh yeah, do you think our parents... I'm like, bog off. No. I'm like, get out of my face. That's a stupid remark.
Did you watch the Michael Jackson documentary?
No.
I've got that written down.
Gosh darn.
Because I'm not even going to get into that.
I do understand that there's accusations on him. Yeah, I just think... really heard about it.
Yeah, okay, we won't speak about that then. 9/11, do you have any conspiracy theories on that?
Government.
I've just spoke about this with Mitchell.
Mitchell?
Mitchell Harding. Why do you think the government done it? Why?
Because so many witnesses inside the building, obviously survivors, said they heard an explosion before the helicopter. Helicopter. That's not funny. The plane. Before the plane flew into the building. Right. And it's even like in some videos, obviously not on the bloody news.
How do they know when? Did they see the plane in the building then?
Oh God, it's coming.
How do they know?
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. But that's what I've heard. Like, and the way that the building was made, it's not. It can't demolish. It can't be demolished. Like stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. This is the thing that Mitchell said. Yeah. He said, if you've got Jenga.
Yes.
And something flew through it, it would tip. It's not a building. A Jenga isn't a building.
That's made to fall. Do you know what I mean? Jenga's made to fall.
And same as if you tip that over, that would tip over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The building's glass and metal and all that. If you took a layer off, let's say, it flew through a layer, it's gonna crush. It's all that's gonna fall down, and it's gonna fall and crush.
Did you see the way it fell though?
Yeah, like perfectly straight.
It was just from the bottom.
Why would the government
down.
give a shit? Yeah, if they were going to
what innocent is
do this, why would they care about how it fell? They'd just have it fall normally, wouldn't they?
I understand that, but how can you predict how something's gonna fall? Like, I think
you can't. But that you're saying about how it fell or whatever. Mitchell was saying about how it fell.
Yeah,
they don't care how it fell, does it? As long as it falls over.
Gets out the way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand that, but just the way it was clearly an explosion from the bottom. There was no plane at the bottom. Like,
I mean, fact is, a plane went through the building.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
And that would have had to be flying by someone.
Right.
So if they could have done that, they would just do that, wouldn't they? Why would they have another explosion down the bottom? They'd just say, let's just do it. Let's just actually get a plane and fly it through if the government were going to do it,
what would the motive be as well for the government?
I don't know. You're the one saying...
No, I'm playing devil's advocate.
Sorry.
No, I don't understand it as well. I think the government had something to do with it, but at the same time, it's like... Why? Like, why would they do that? Was there important information?
And
was there money?
People say about kind of tightening up on airport security and stuff. And I just don't understand the whole thing. Why the government would want to do that? How they would do it? Why would they put another explosion? Why not just send a plane actually through it?
But how would you like?
Maybe because that might not have crushed it.
Yeah,
there would have had to been another explosion.
If you whatever your friend was saying about bloody Jenga, that's ridiculous. Yeah. But like if you flew it into. Awkward. If you flew it into the top of the building, how would they ever know that it was going to fall? Like that, surely that wouldn't make the whole building, the whole infrastructure. It wasn't the top though, was it? It was like kind of like midway,
two-thirds up or whatever, or like 3/4 up. So all of that top third is crushing down on them bottom two.
Yeah, but
so it's all falling and it's gonna crush, isn't it?
Like the momentum, I guess. But like, I don't understand it. Like how. To understand.
Yeah, I suppose. Any other conspiracy theories before we kind of wrap up?
Yeah, like what's your number?
Yeah. You've got my number.
Oh God.
Coronavirus, I put that. Do you have any conspiracy theories on that? If there's someone that definitely believes coronavirus is real, it's you.
Right, you say this, oh my God. You say this, but like, I do think in some sense that there has to be something a bit shady going on. Do you know what I mean?
I think the shady thing must be like, I think government maybe hiding some numbers that people die in.
Oh my
maybe
God,
they know a bit more.
100% they fake the numbers. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, but coronavirus is still very much happening.
Yeah, this is what annoys me. People are like, oh my God, you're being so dramatic. I would rather be dramatic than my family ever get it. I'd rather be looked at like, oh my God, she's being a hypochondriac.
It is the definition of like being safe than sorry.
Yeah, that is my point.
Because
I'm like, I won't go.
Yeah, I am being a bit, but it's either that or my parents might die. Yeah. So I'm going to do everything I can.
Yeah, exactly. If someone said there's a tree around here that's going to kill you, I would not go out. Yeah. In the sense that I could pass that tree.
It's like if you leave today, you might not, but there is like a 1% chance that your whole family could die. Yeah, one out of 100. Yeah. And you're like, I probably won't leave today then. Yeah.
I'm like, my life, like, I'm not being like, oh, I was depressed and I was so antisocial, but I was fine in my own space anyway. So I don't understand that. Like, there's no point in being like dramatic about lockdown when it didn't really impact me at all. Like,
because this is the first time you pretty much left your house other than work.
I went to Spoons once.
Okay.
Yeah, literally.
You shouldn't be saying that on the podcast.
I did not go to Spoons. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I'm underage.
Yeah, you are underage. So
underage.
Biggest way to Spoons, fix up.
Not doing it again.
Right. We've covered a lot.
We've covered so much. There's been so much cover. Full coverage.
Right. Thank you very much for coming on, Khloe. It's been a pleasure having you.
The pleasure's mine.
We shouldn't.
We shouldn't. It's literally Corona time.
Yeah. Okay. I will see you at work on...
You'll see me later.
I won't. We've finished our last shift. You're not working Tuesday, are you?
I'm working
No,
a week.
Our last shift was Saturday then. So, yeah, it's been a pleasure knowing you then.
Guess I'll never speak to you again after
No, probably
this.
not. Probably not.
Finally get the chance to cut you off.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Subscribe to the podcast. Follow me on Instagram.
I don't let him tell you what to do.
Do you want to shout out your
Follow
Instagram?
my Instagram.
Follow your Instagram.
God,
It'll be in the
it?
description. She doesn't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
But yeah, thank you very much for watching.
Lots of
Subscribe,
love.
like, comment, and goodbye.
Adios.
That was the cleanest outro I've ever done.
Ever.
Ever.
Period.